27-year-old housewife. I just got married to my husband, Chad, 3 years ago, and I just gave birth to my first child the other day. Her name is Pam, and she's an adorable girl. Chad adores Pam a lot, and he's crazy about her. But since I got pregnant, I feel like Chad has been avoiding me. He'd been complaining about my body shape a lot when I was pregnant.
Look at your enormous belly. It's like a balloon.
That's what he said, pointing at my pregnant belly. Of course, my baby is growing inside little by little every day.
But still, it honestly turns me off.
Huh? Our baby is inside my belly, but how dare he say something like that? What he said turns me off.
Your body shape changed so much. It's like you're a different person. I'm happy about your pregnancy, but it's honestly disappointing. I don't think I can accept it.
Hey, it's obvious that my body shape would change while I'm pregnant. What does he mean by he can't accept it? Like this, he kept on saying things as if he was looking down on me who was pregnant. I knew this was bad, so I went to take maternity lessons with him as well. But until the end, he always kept a distance from me. I don't know how many times I sighed seeing how supportive the other husbands were of their wives. But he seemed really happy when Pam was born, and so I felt relieved that he would be a good dad. A month after I gave birth, I went to my parents' home for a while with my baby. Chad was busy with work, so I thought it would be better for me to stay with my parents rather than troubling him, as I'm still not used to childcare. My parents were motivated to take care of their grandchild as well. I was feeling better too, so I finally returned to my house where I lived with my husband. Chad, I'm home!
Welcome home! Oh, my adorable Pam, I missed you! Your daddy felt so lonely without you, Pam.
Seeing Chad go crazy over Pam brought a smile to my lips. But the next moment, Chad said something unbelievable when he looked at me.
Huh? You haven't lost any weight although you gave birth. Why?
Huh? He's asking why? It's only been a month since I gave birth. I can't lose weight that quickly.
I thought your body would go back to how it used to be after giving birth. Look at you! You still have a big belly. How embarrassing.
Huh? What the hell is he saying? There's no way my belly's gonna be flat and my body would just go back to how it used to be before my pregnancy just because I finished giving birth. But Chad didn't care if I was mad or not.
Gosh, I guess it's true that women no longer care about being feminine after experiencing pregnancy. What a shameful body you have.
Hey, Chad, my body shape won't change that fast. I haven't given up on my femininity, too.
I see. You're just making excuses, right? Well, I'm fine as long as you're here with me.
After he said that, he ignored me and went back to adoring Pam. It made me feel sad somehow. Now that our baby was born, I was planning to live a happy life as a family of 3, but Chad's words left deep scars in my heart. Chad didn't change the way he behaved towards me, and I couldn't feel his love towards me anymore. What's worse is that as time passed, he started to look annoyed of Pam as well.
Gosh, is she crying again?
It's the baby's job to cry.
She was cute at the beginning, but now she cries all the time, which annoys me. And her diapers get dirty so quickly. How filthy.
Huh? What are you saying? They're all natural things for babies. When I argued back, Chad made a face and said something unbelievable.
Your body's still round as if you're still pregnant, and the baby's so annoying. It's like a zoo in this house. I can't relax at all being here. Gosh, who do you think makes money for you? Can't you be more considerate of your husband?
Huh? He doesn't have to sound so mean. Since that day, Chad started to sleep in a different room separated from us. The baby would cry in the middle of the night, and I have to feed her every night, so I bet he can't sleep well, and it's understandable. I was a bit hurt, but it's common for couples to sleep in a different room after having a baby, so I just accepted it without questioning him much. But soon, Chad would go out drinking every day. And he would spend time in the house even on weekends, somehow finding a reason to go out. I was the only one doing housework and taking care of our baby, and because it was my first time having a child, I was exhausted every day. Back then, he used to take great care of me, and he wasn't like this. His behavior was so bad, I started to consider a divorce, but I just gave birth to my baby. I wasn't confident enough to look after Pam alone due to many reasons, including the financial aspects. But I guess Chad is just struggling to get used to his new lifestyle of having a baby in the house, right? I bet he'll go back to the nice version of himself. I was still a bit hopeful, so I asked Chad on a date so that both of us could feel refreshed. Hey, Chad, how about we go out on a date sometime with just the two of us? I've been spending most of my time at home because I'm too busy caring for the baby. Mom told me she'll look after Pam for us. Mom was worried to see me stuck at home all the time with Pam, so she told me to go out sometimes. But when Chad heard about my idea...
Huh? A date with you? You're a mother now. But are you appealing your feminine side to me? Nah, no way.
He firmly rejected me. How can you say that? I might be a mother now after giving birth to Pam, but I'm still your wife, Chad. I love you, so I want us to go on a date sometime. I was being completely honest with him, but Chad looked at me with a puzzled expression.
Love? Going on dates? It's disgusting to hear those words from someone who has a baby. I really have to pass.
Is he serious? And after he stared at me from head to toe, I was so shocked that Chad would look at me that way. Although I might still look chubby, I worked really hard and went on a diet, losing a lot of weight. It's true that I always wear comfy clothing so I can move around easily when taking care of the baby, but I still wear some makeup. I haven't changed too much to the point where he rejects my femininity as a whole.
You're one of those typical moms now. If you want to go on a date with me, you have to lose more weight and look pretty.
A typical mom? And what does he sound like he's looking down on me? He then left the house to go somewhere alone, leaving me soulless out of shock. Oh no! Does Chad not love me anymore? After being left alone, I was engulfed in sadness, but I had Pam to look after, so I can't just zone out. I tried to start fresh, and when I was doing the laundry, trying my best to finish the housework, I found a piece of paper that was rolled into a ball from the pocket of Chad's suit. When I opened it and smoothed it out, the name of a hotel was written on it. When I looked up the name of the hotel, it turns out it's one of those hotels you go for a rest. The date is last weekend. He left the house saying he had a business trip. While Chad was saying he couldn't go on a date with me, he was actually cheating on me. Oh, that bastard! No wonder he comes home late and goes out every weekend. My sadness was long gone and my head was boiling with anger. Steam was about to puff out. I was ashamed of myself to believe that I was still in love with someone like him. I guess I was just a housemate who he can boss around. I can't believe he'd been comparing me to his lover and insulting me. How horrible! Taking care of Pam near a horrible guy like him? Of course not. It's definitely gonna give her a negative influence. I quickly decided to get a divorce with him, and from this day, I took steps to get ready for it little by little. The next day, I hired a detective to investigate about his affair. I already knew he was cheating on me, but I knew that there would be no point without evidence. Obviously, the result of the investigation was what I expected. His secret lover was his colleague at work and was nearly 10 years younger than him. It looks like they already had an affair before I went back to my parents' house to give birth. He's such a horrible guy. After that, I hid voice recorders all over my house and recorded his insults towards me and his loud voices scolding Pam, who was crying. Now I had enough evidence. And at the same time, I went on a strict diet and my body was back in the shape just like before I got pregnant. No, I'm actually in better shape now compared to before, but I hid my body shape wearing big-sized clothes every day so that Chad wouldn't find out. Chad didn't realize at all and he always looked down on me.
Paige, I've told you so many times, but you're still not on a diet? You really gave up on being feminine. The young female employees at work are all careful about their appearance.
Yes, you love young girls. I was laughing and making fun of him inside. And a year had passed since I found out about his affair. Now that I was ready to fight, I decided to tell everything to Chad. That day, I dressed in something different than usual. I wore tight clothing that showed off my curves and waited for Chad to come home with perfect makeup on.
I'm home. Wait, huh? Paige, did you lose weight? And you look really pretty today.
It's too late to realize how beautiful I am. When I was silent, Chad misunderstood and said,
Oh, I know. I bet you went on a strict diet to attract my attention. Yep, if you dress this way, I can accept you as a woman.
Wait a minute, why does he sound like the boss? First of all, in a year I got a better body than ever, but for the case of Chad, while he played around going crazy over young girls, he became a chubby clump of fat and his face was shining with oil. Where's the handsome guy I fell for? He should look at the mirror before commenting on others' looks. Hey, I thought I told you to come home early because I had something I want to talk about. I definitely told him that this morning, but it was already near midnight.
Huh? I had work. Work! I'm working until late to make money for you both, so you better not complain all the time.
Chad said in a loud voice, so I attacked. I see, but when I called your office, they said you left work on time. Oh, right, your job was to flirt with young girls.
Huh? What? Huh? What are you saying?
Chad was starting to panic, so I showed him all the evidence of his affair. With the divorce papers that I had already signed. I have proof! I'm leaving this house with Pam. You can do whatever you want with these young girls. But Chad had a light smile on his lips.
A divorce? How are you gonna make a living after you leave this house? You can't survive without my salary.
I placed something in front of Chad who said that. It was my salary details of how much money I made from my work-from-home job. After I decided to get a divorce with Chad, I quickly looked for a job I can work from home and got myself a job. Fortunately, using the connections I made at the company I used to work at before pregnancy, I was starting to make enough money to support the both of us.
Huh? What is this? Are you really going to leave? You must be kidding. And the reason I cheated on you, you no longer cared about being feminine, so I had to have an affair.
Seriously? My mouth was wide open from shock. Just because my body shape changed after giving birth, it doesn't mean you can cheat on me. You did absolutely nothing at home, so I was too busy with housework and looking after my child. I had no time to even put on makeup.
You're a housewife, so it's your job to do housework and look after our child. It's also your responsibility to devote yourself to your husband.
Even after I told him my point, Chad didn't seem to think he was to be blamed. This is not working. Now it's time for the ultimatum. Actually, I had already invited his parents over and explained to them what happened beforehand. His parents were very nice and they adored both me and Pam, so I wanted to give them a proper explanation before I got a divorce with Chad. His parents, who were eavesdropping on our conversation from the hallway, came in with a bang, opening the door loudly.
You stupid, shameful son! While Paige gave birth and was working so hard to look after your child, you, on the other hand, I won't accept such an embarrassing person as my son!
Where did I mess up when I was educating you? I've talked about this with your father, Chad. We'll break relations with you as long as we have Paige and Pam in our family. I'm fine. Huh? Hearing this sudden announcement, I was the one who got surprised.
Huh? What do you mean?
Huh? Ma'am?
Yeah, you heard her right. We cannot forgive you for what you did. It gives us shivers to think that we had a selfish son like you. So we hope you can leave us alone.
Yep, that's right. We'll completely break relations with you. Of course you won't get to inherit anything from my family. Whoa, seriously? But Paige will always consider you and Pam as our family, so you can count on us anytime. Seeing my parents-in-law smile in my direction, tears filled my eyes. Mom! Dad! Thank you so much!
No, wait. Please, have mercy! Forgive me!
They completely ignored Chad and they hugged me and Pam firmly. Serves him right. After that, I got a divorce with Chad. Of course, I made Chad and his secret lover pay for compensation and child support as well. I left the house with Pam, and now we live as a family of two in an apartment. Both my parents and parents-in-law offered that we could move in with them, but I can't just depend on them forever, so I now want to try making a living on my own. By the way, Chad, he used up all his savings on his secret lover, and now he has to pay for compensation and child support. He quickly drowned in debt. Apparently, he begged for help from his parents, but they rejected him, saying that they had no son. The end of the money is the end of relationships. He was quickly dumped by his secret lover as well, and the company found out about his affair, so he got uncomfortable and quit his job in the end. He lost all motivation and got addicted to alcohol and gambling, making it impossible to pay back his debts. So I heard he's now under the moneylender's supervision and works as a fisherman somewhere. I guess he'll lose some weight. Of course I demanded a decent amount from his secret lover as well, so don't worry. On the other hand, my work is going very well and I live a happy life with Pam. We still visit my parents-in-law's house sometimes. Now that Pam is a year old, she can speak some words and she surprises me every day. Hey Pam, I'm happy as long as you're here with me.
Mom, first of all, I don't need a dad like him.
Huh? Pam, when did you learn to speak so well?
Because you talked to me when I was in your belly. I was always listening to you speak from the day I was born. I was always thinking, I thought you should leave a dad like him as soon as possible.
Pam, what a smart kid you are. As expected from my bloodline.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!